what's your objective in StarCraft? What keeps you playing competitively? Since I've got to say, it sounds kind of like you're already mentally done with StarCraft, at least as a competitive player.
Well, I'm not necessarily done. I still have a bit to go. I still have like a bit to go because Legacy the Void is coming out and everything. Obviously, I do want to give a shot at that. But within the past 3 years, I just haven't seen any real success anymore. I've been close. I've nearly qualified for Challenger and lost to Iansu, a Chinese player, in the last round for qualifying for Challenger. I've gotten close, but I haven't gone through, and it's been 3 years already since that time. If you're doing something for 3 years and just not succeeding at it, you might as well either try to find another way to be successful and be happy, because being happy is probably the most important part, especially for me, since if I'm not happy with what's going on, I'm not going to play well, I'm not going to do well in anything. Yeah, if I find something else that makes me happy, I'll definitely pursue it.
So it sounds almost like Legacy of the Void's going to be, in a way, your last shot that you're going to give it, StarCraft, as a competitive player. It's going to be the last big bang that, if you can make it work, you would continue. But if you can't, you're going to be ready to move on.
Yeah, that is fairly accurate. Basically, I'm very hesitant of Legacy of the Void right now, because if you've looked through what Blizzard has done, what even the community has done, actually, sometimes I really think that it's not gonna really go anywhere. It'll be like popular within the first 2 months or so, and it might die down afterwards. I have no clue. I can't say that for myself, because it really depends on how Blizzard markets it, and it's up to them, and it's kind of up to the community too, because I really think the community is actually pretty toxic, like compared to other communities, because everyone is pretty elitist about how StarCraft is. Like, this is the hardest game ever type of thing. But after playing different esports like League of Legends, CSGO, like, you have to appreciate how hard people work to be at the top, right? Like, it's not just point and shoot and then kill other people type of thing. It's literally like everything you do in StarCraft as well. And on top of that, you have to take care of yourself, your mentality and everything. I think for StarCraft though, it's been the game that I've been playing for so long, and that's why I still want to give it another shot. But I'm not very hopeful of Legacy of the Void, unfortunately.
All right, well, we're gonna jump into the awesome game of the day. Maybe chin up a little bit, ElhayM, and we're gonna check this game out. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Hello everyone, welcome to the awesome game. I'm back here with a Master Dog for our final game of the night. Let's go ahead and jump in and introduce the players as we spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We have the red Terran player, once again representing Flipside Tactics. It is ElhayM.
And over on the top right of Overgrowth LE, we have our Blue Zerg player. He's a player that, you know, he's been in and around the StarCraft scene, a bit on the down low at the moment, as he isn't quite into the limelight, but he's still a name that if you were around during the 2011-2012 days, you'll know him. It is Psycho Lights.
All right, and now we know the big mystery has been revealed, Master Dog. It's what matchup does ElhayM submit? And I'm kind of surprised that he submitted the awesome game being a Terran versus Zerg, considering the distaste he's expressed about this matchup in the past.
Well, Psycho is actually also from Western Canada, as is ElhayM. So these two do know each other a bit. If, you know, maybe throughout this game, ElhayM, he uses that to his advantage and plays to Psycho's style and allows himself to do awesome things with it.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are actually, I believe, former teammates on Team Clarity, right?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they should know about each other's playstyles and everything. Obviously, ElhayM has kind of changed up stuff over the years, and as he did say in his interview, everyone seems to have a different impression of how he plays, but there's one thing that I think both of us can say, and that's the fact that ElhayM in this matchup definitely likes to be aggressive. He definitely likes that drop play and that drop harassment, but for now, we're just going to be seeing most likely a kind of light Reaper opening.
Yeah. And overall on the way, as per normal. And yeah, as you said, just a light Reaper opening coming out. For Psycho, he did go for the hatch first, is going to be dropping down his gas now, though, so we're going to have to see where is it going to be going with that. Does seem to be a bit more in terms of feeling safe, but, you know, his spawning pool was quite a bit late, so there's an SCV heading across the map. I'm wondering, is that going to actually throw down anything?
Yeah,
It is.
It is actually, and this is a really, really nice play. That I love it when Terran players do this, and they just make it as stressful as possible for a Zerg player to deal with. And I want to note also that a lot of Zerg players kind of lazy about, you know, oh, well, my hatchery's building, everything's gonna be fine. I'm glad that Psycho actually sent out the drone, but the drone is gonna be scouting this bunker rather on the late side. So, I mean, the bunker's already gonna be finished up by the time he pulls any drones over there. But even then, I think this drone's just gonna end up dying to the Reaper. Maybe? No. Keeps it alive.
Nope. Yeah, it's a pretty short distance from that bunker to that geyser, but that Reaper should, yeah, it's just going to hop in that bunker, and it's in range of the extractor, it appears. Should also be in range of that hatchery, but definitely, you know, having that bunker there, just, as you said, makes it so much more stressful for our Zerg player.
Yep. And Reaper gonna continue to stay alive. Drone does manage to make it out of there okay without too many problems, but there's the second Reaper now coming in, and now with 2 Reapers, he can actually start to be a little bit annoying, but no, he decides to salvage the bunker. Actually, this is a really cool response. I think because ElhayM was anticipating, oh, you must be making more Zerglings, but I actually like the fact that Psycho really did a great kind of interpretation of like, you know what? You're not committing that heavily to this, and he just drones up instead of making like a ton more Zerglings. In fact, he's only made about 8 Zerglings. It's not actually that big of an investment for the 2 Reapers.
Yeah. Though, of course, these 2 Reapers are still alive. They're just going to heal up, and they can still get some vital information and if microed correctly. And, you know, on the back end of this, ElhayM, he was able to comfortably get up his natural. He's got his factory and his tech on the way, as well as the 3rd command center on the way here. So with all of the attempted aggression from ElhayM, there was still things going on in the back end that allowed it to be safe.
Yeah, Reaper's unfortunately going to go down. ElhayM kind of outstaying his welcome, maybe thinking, hey, you probably didn't get speed because you don't have it yet. Well, actually, there was speed on the way, and it just finishes up and picks off those Reapers. There goes ElhayM sort of map control. It's always nice if you can keep those Reapers alive, especially when the Hellions pop out, because just the added DPS, that added, actually I would say tankability of the Reaper, really helps out, just because the Reaper is going to regenerate the health. The Hellions, not so much.
Yeah. Right now, stim pack on the way. ElhayM, I'm surprised he's actually keeping his Hellions in his base for now, but I guess he was a bit wary since he did see that the Zerglings were going to be moving out.
Yeah.
They're only really going to be able to poke in, and Mule actually going to get sent off minerals. That's not the greatest. We'll lose a bit of mining time from that, but should be able to equalize it out since it was on a farther mineral patch. That Mule would have most likely ended up messing up the cycle at the end anyways.
Yeah, small little things, but 3rd expansion is going down for Psycho and Lair Tech as well. Now, we do see the Baneliness going down, and with Devil Evolution Chambers, I feel like just everything is sort of leading itself toward maybe a Spire popping out, and we're going to maybe be seeing +1/+1, you think? With melee attack?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep, there it is. So, standard Mutiling Bling transition out of our Zerg player. Now, how exactly is ElhayM going to be dealing with this? Right now, he's just cleaning up the creep, and I mean, not too bad of a choice. Honestly, this is going to be a relatively passive game for the most part. It's going to be light little pokes and pressure with the Hellions, unless they see some golden opportunity, because ElhayM, as he said himself, in his own words, he likes to coin flip.
Yeah. Well, you know, definitely just keeping aggression up at the end of the creep. That's always something you want to be doing. And actually, able to get past the Queens, deciding to go back. Odd and peculiar choice, but, you know, all the Hellions are still alive, and that's what he wants right now. Meanwhile, he's getting his 3rd base up as well. Though an Overlord did scout it, as it literally went through it.
This is not the normal 3rd base location either. I mean, this is definitely one of the more vulnerable 3rd base locations that you can take. It can sort of start to work out if you start positioning your army over by that zone like a watchtower. Then it kind of makes sense, like you're end up closer to your opponent, especially when you have those big powerful Marines and just want to push across the map. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. He's going to have to really rely on these Hellions initially, at least, to seize up map control.
Well, so far these Hellions are going to be able to get a couple of drone kills over here at the third base. So far, 7, my bad, 8, and actually going to be able to get right up into the natural.
Oh!
As body blocked by the Zerglings, as they literally, they popped out as the Hellions came in. A little unfortunate, but meanwhile, Zerglings will actually force the SCVs to pull away from the third.
Yeah, in pretty high numbers, actually. I don't know if this number of Marines is enough. I mean, there is Stim, and with some good micro back, he might be able to salvage the situation, but God, there's just a couple too many Zerglings. Yeah, looks like they're going to end up winning out, and they might even be able to go into the natural expansion. Okay, the Marine's going to push those guys back.
Yeah. Oh, 3 mules getting dropped down just as 2 Zerglings come on by. That 1 mule is actually going to go down, and that's not what you want as a Terran player. You want to keep all your mules alive.
Yeah.
Though 50 energy does not come by easily, but, you know,
I mean,
what happened.
that was a terrible trade, though, for ElhayM, right? I mean, normally you need, like, the Banelings morphed in. You need something to deal with those Marines. When Zerglings are in high enough number to just pick off a majority of a Terran player's Marines that early on, that really hurts ElhayM's ability to put on any kind of pressure. I mean, think about it. He's got so many Marines because he's made so many more barracks before really starting up those first 2 medevacs. First 2 medevacs are out, and he can finally do a little bit of a drop play, but look at how exposed his 3rd expansion is going to be now. He has nothing back at home.
Yeah, and actually, the Marines on follow command of those medevacs, not what you want, but yeah. Oh, Zerglings coming in towards the natural.
Yeah, and there's
this
not
could be pretty bad.
There's not that many units to actually move in. In fact, those Marines that were on a follow command that you mentioned before, they're on the long journey back, and these Zerglings are definitely going to get some damage in before that.
Yep, so far 23 workers killed and counting, and it does seem that they were on attack move as they have prioritized the Marines and Marauders, but meanwhile we've got medevacs trying to fly in towards the natural, all of them completely full, and gonna actually head over towards the 3rd base, gonna be dropping down there. We'll be able to get a couple Overlords, and Zergling's gonna try coming in, but they're coming in single file. This is not good for Psycho to defend.
Yep. There are the Banelings actually coming in and forcing the pickup, but God, those medevacs got so low on health. ElhayM actually managed to keep those alive just barely, and I love it. It's the fact that the damage is distributed across the medevacs. It's actually really important to know, is that he wouldn't have been able to stick around for quite as long, but he's paying attention, thank God. These Queens looking for the snipe off.
Yeah, and right now we do have ElhayM moving forward up the middle of the map here. We'll be scanning. We'll be also seeing a lot of Banelings getting morphed in very close. So should be able to pre-split, but taking a lot of damage early on, and now come the Banelings. Isn't going to be able to split too well, and even if he had split amazingly, I feel there are just so many Banelings it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's managed to stay alive with a couple more Marines, but I definitely think that he kind of ended up eating quite a few of those Banelings, so, you know, he's still going to be able to push on through, going to be able to force out another round of Banelings being morphed in. But this is definitely not an ideal situation for Psycho.
Yeah. Mulus actually engaging straight on with those Marines, and they're taking quite a bit of damage. Did have 7, now down to just a mere 3 here is Psycho. And Baneling's going to be coming right in onto these Marines. No splitting. We'll get something towards the end, but still going to clean everything up.
Yep. Medevacs are getting focus fired down by those mules. One of them very, very low on health. Going to be retreating on home, but I don't even know if it's going to be able to get away. And it looks like Psycho's trying to press the advantage, but there's just not that many units left over. It's a couple of Banelings, but the next reinforcing wave from ElhayM is starting to come on in and going to complicate the situation a little bit more for Psycho. 4th expansion stays alive, though.
Yeah. And you know, Psycho, he's been good on keeping on his upgrades. They're both at 2-2 right now, but ElhayM, he is getting +3 in the meanwhile. And right now, ElhayM, he just needs to find some kind of opening that he can pierce through and start something with. But Psycho, you know, he knows he can't let up at all. He's got to keep on going. And right now, there's 2 supply depots down in the natural. Zergling's going to be able to walk right on in.
Oh god, these run-bys are such an enormous pain for ElhayM to deal with, because he's just been rallying on most of his units across the map. He does have a couple of Marines that have got popped out now, and he can actually clean those guys up really quickly. But now we end up seeing the Banelings coming in on the other side of the map. God, this creep spread is making it so difficult for ElhayM to actually get any kind of map control. I mean, it's at the Zelnaga Watchtower. anytime that these Zergans and Banelings stream on in, they're coming on creep effectively.
Yeah, and right now we've got a 50 supply difference here between our Zerg and Terran player. Trying to use whatever he can to fend this off. SCV is actually going to be put into the fray. +3 is about to finish though, and gonna have to tap out, unfortunately.
Huh. You know, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get a little bit meta here for a second, Master Dalek. And it's the fact that this is a barcode Terran player, correct? And we don't actually know that this is ElhayM. I'm gonna have to check with ElhayM on this. But I think Psycholite might have actually been I think ElhayM may have been off racing.
Oh boy.
Which I know he has been known to have done.
Yeah.
So
he has.
And I looked at the name and I was like, you know what? I feel like I've seen ElhayM play on this account before. And you know what? Now I'm almost positive the Zerg player was ElhayM this entire time. Oh my god.
Feels inadequate. See, I was just thinking like, oh, Psycho just came back, wanted to play a couple of friendly games, and they are in the same time zone and same region. It's very possible that they could have ended up together if they're playing like late night.
Well, that was a pretty interesting, and that would actually make a lot more sense for the awesome game. ElhayM submits a game where he plays Zerg and shows everyone how easy of a race it is. But of course, thank you guys so much. And Master Dog, where can people catch you at? Big thank you for actually coming on and casting this with me.
Well, they can follow me on Twitter at MASTERDALK. I post a lot about StarCraft, various fighting games. Do a lot of stuff here in Toronto, as that is where my Canadian StarCraft knowledge comes from. With ESChamp, you can check them out, eschamp.com, as we run a lot of LANs here and basically run the Eastern Canadian scene.
All right. Well, guys, be sure to check out Master Dollop. But with that being said, we're going to be going back to the interview. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.